Hello, everybody. This is Card Guy Chris Ellis,
With Collectible Chris,
and we are going to talk today about.
the incoming NFL draft. So we're gonna talk about the projections on two of the mock drafts that people have come out with. One being the Athletic, and one actually being one of the analysis for the NFL Network. And we're also going to talk about people that you should be collecting, especially going into this upcoming year. Let's go ahead and talk about people we'll personally be collecting first.
Okay, that works. I'm definitely going to be collecting Robinson from Texas, the running back. He was the Doak Walker Award winner this year, top running back, right?
Yeah.
Award. So he was second last year. He's the first Longhorn to win it since Cedric Benson, which has been a while.
Yeah.
Benson, and the tight end for Notre Dame. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Number 17. Hold up.
Yeah.
And Michael Mayer.
Yep. Michael Mayer from he broke all Notre Dame tight end records last season. Very sure-handed. He's been protected for a couple of teams. Not as many teams as Robinson has. I think it changes every single mock draft. What team I've seen Robinson anywhere from Tampa Bay to the Chargers to the Rams to the Browns. So it's just one of those things. He's the most people have him as the number one running back on the board, but he's not going to be taken within its first 10 picks. Right now, there's a lot of edge rushers and quarterbacks looking at the first 10 picks. So those are two I'm definitely looking at.
Okay, both offensive guys, which is nothing wrong with that. I'm going to talk about two offensive guys, both wide receivers, and also one defensive guy. Of course, maybe in Tar Heel guy and the years that he's been having from his freshman to his sophomore year, really standout wide. Josh Downs is one of the most really strategic route running, and you don't see a lot of route running receivers anymore, and he does routes to a T. So, he is actually ranked in the top 30 of the 100 prospects. I think that's actually a little low considering how well he is and also how young. Another guy that I'm also going to be collecting is going to be TCU's wide receiver, Quentin Johnston. Unfortunately, you didn't get to see his talent in the championship game against Georgia, but in the other game, though, against Michigan.
Yeah.
Against Michigan, he had big numbers against that defense. So I'm expecting him to actually have a good year as well. The one defensive guy I am definitely going to be collecting is going to be a cornerback, actually. Devin Witherspoon from Illinois. He is a very good coverage guy. Has always been a very, very strategic in the way he covers anybody. And he can cover anyone that's quick, anyone that's fast. He only allowed 2 touchdowns in his senior year. So really good corner. Of course, him being from Illinois, a lot of people will say, well, he wasn't in a tough conference, but Illinois faces top 10 teams every year. And if you go back and watch the footage, he was able to cover so many people, and his only 2 touchdowns against him were in the red zone. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, plays in the Big Ten. So, I mean, you got Michigan, Ohio State with its receiving core and stuff like that. So, I mean, so yeah, I mean, those are good ones. I mean, I think you know the mock drafts right now are just projected guesses.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, let's take the first 10 picks here on which one is this one, the Athletic?
yeah, the Athletic, and it says the top pick is gonna be Texans. To
Oh, so they would trade, so the Texans would get, somehow they would get the trade with Chicago.
Yeah, true. So we can actually talk about that. Do we want to talk about other players people should be going for first before we go into the draft, though?
Oh, we can, yeah.
Okay, let's go back to that 100 list. I mean, quarterback wise, I'll let you go first on that one, actually.
Well, I mean, Bryce Young's obviously going to be the top quarterback taken probably. So
Yeah,
a lot of people are going to probably, I mean, quarterbacks are always a hot one. Him and Stroud will probably be the top two for sure.
yeah,
The collect. Also, depending on where they go, I mean, probably starting wise, but and then you got Herndon who got hurt. He's like 90 first in per.
and 91st and the prospects. Yeah, Hendon Hooker, Tennessee quarterback that got hurt, is number 91 in top prospects for the draft. Honestly, because of him being hurt, I still think that's actually very. It's not a good rating. I think he deserves to be in at least the top 50, especially the last 2 years that he had. Both games against Bama the last 2 years too, 100%.
Yeah.
I think the wide receiver is, and even the wide receivers ranked low. Both of them. And Tennessee had two of the best elusive and quick speedsters in the whole college field. But like with me, I don't want to say Bryce Young because the fact in the matter is he's going to Houston. Davis Mills is still a young quarterback, and he honestly has proven that he deserves to be a role. Get off of the win-loss record. Even last year, Texans had a lot of close games, and he managed the game very well. And he's staying healthy. That's the thing. Bryce Young, I think he's a little bit injury-prone, especially from 2 years ago. That's my opinion. Stroud is projected to go to several teams. If he goes to Detroit, awesome. I think he can get the starting position over Goff, but I think Goff deserves another chance, especially with how he took the team to a playoffs. So I'm a little hesitant on that. The only quarterback I see actually going somewhere is Will Levis, who is projected to go to the Colts. It's just that a Kentucky quarterback is unheard of, doing very well in the pros. I mean, if we get him, I'm going to be happy since I am a Colt fan. But at the same time, Sam Ehlinger is still a Colt. I still believe he deserves a chance, especially after the Colts get all their coaching together. So,
I mean, yeah. I mean, looking at pick wise and everything, a lot of edges.
oh yeah, there's a lot of edges. But if I want to think of like a defensive guy, I mean, shoot, Sauce Gardner got the defensive rookie of the year. I really think another corner can do it. And I think my guy from Illinois can do that.
Yeah.
And he's projected to go to Green Bay.
Yeah. So yeah, and Green Bay has some good corners. So
Yeah.
so let's see about their projections and go from there.
All right, so top 10 picks according to the Athletic. Number one is going to be Bryce Young going to the Houston Texans. Houston Texans already has a young quarterback. I think it's disrespectful to Davis Mills if they even go for Bryce Young. Only difference between Mills and Young, Mills stays healthy. That's my only critique.
Yeah. So number 2 will be
Chicago Bears, Jalen Carter, defensive tackle for Georgia. That will be a great, awesome pick. The Bears have lacked a very strong defensive guy since Julius Peppers retired. So it'll be a great. I think Jalen is actually a very tall guy. Like he is a very tall guy that can help out that Bears defense. So that's a good pick. I cannot disrespect that. Number three, trade from the Broncos to the Seattle Seahawks should pick up edge Will Anderson Jr. from Alabama. Again, Will's actually a pretty tall guy himself, and he's also a quick, though. His combine numbers were actually outstanding. So I see that as a fair pick to Seattle. Seattle has always had a great defense, and will go to a defensive team. So.
Yeah.
Number four, the top corner, Keely Ringo from Georgia, picked up by the Cardinals. Cardinals lacked a lot of defense last year. The only good defensive thing was J.J. Watt.
I'll be right back.
Okay, gotcha.
You can continue.
Okay. Was J.J. Watt, but Keely was good. He is very quick, very agile. And he can get the ball in whenever he can. If you remember Keely from the championship game, like he was everywhere on that field, and even when the TCU player caught the ball, he was there trying to tackle him down. So that's what the Cardinals need. All right. Number five, projected according to the Athletic, Will Levis, the quarterback from Kentucky. I think that's a good pick. Honestly, it's Colts cannot get Bryce Young. I really don't think Stroud would be a perfect fit for Indy. Yes, he's from Ohio State, but at the same time, I think Levis has better pocket management as well as game management. When you look at Kentucky ever since he was a sophomore. So Will going to the Colts is a great fit, but at the same time, they still got Sam Ellinger. Ellinger just needs a chance, and once he gets that chance, he can run with it. So that one is a little iffy, but if you are Kentucky fans, definitely pick up his rookie card. Atlanta Falcons picking up Miles Murphy from Clemson. Really defensive beast. He can help out that Falcons defense tremendously. Falcons defense actually was actually better last year than it was 2 years previous. So that would be awesome for the Falcons. Trade from the Rams. Detroit Lions are looking to pick up cornerback Christian Gonzalez from Oregon. He is actually a punt and kick return specialist, but at the same time, he can actually do some coverage.
Okay. Sorry about that.
So the Duck going to Troy would actually not only help out with special teams, but also help out more with that defensive ball. But he needs to mainly focus on special teams, in my opinion. That way, it'll help out with the explosion. All right, projected at number 8, C.J. Stroud to the Carolina Panthers. Panthers are already loaded on quarterbacks. They got Matt Corral, who unfortunately did not get any playing time last year. They still got Walker, who is actually an athletic beast. He just does not get a lot of credit for when he steps into being the Panthers quarterback. And Darnold had a resurgence. Stroud going to Carolina will hurt him dearly, in my opinion, but we'll see how that goes. Number 9, Las Vegas Raiders are looking to pick up cornerback Cam Smith from South Carolina. Cam is actually a tackling corner. So if the Raiders lacked tackling severely last season, so if they're looking to pick up a good tackler, especially in the secondary, Cam Smith is definitely a good pick. And number 10, trade via the Saints. Eagles are looking to pick up Brian Breesy, defensive tackle from Clemson. Another good, tall defensive guy. Him and Jordan Davis, I can definitely help out with the tackling position. So that would actually help out the front four. Even though the Eagles already have a stellar defense, it will also help out with the younger guys as well as the veteran players to actually get a break up between snaps. So,
Yeah,
I mean that one was actually a decent thing. But here is Eric Edholm. This is his 2023 NFL mock drafts. So instead of Young, Jalen Carter picked number one by the Chicago Bears. Okay.
we saw that Carter would be taken by the Bears with the second pick.
Yeah. And Bryce Young taken by the Texans in the second pick. He did the same thing, I believe. Hold on, let me make sure. Did he say? Yeah. Actually, no. All right. So he has Will Anderson going to actually the Cardinals instead of the Athletic when they said what did they say? Seattle? Yeah, Seattle. So Will Anderson to Arizona. I think that would be a better fit. Will Levis taking a pick number 4 instead of pick number 5. Eric is actually saying Tyree Wilson, edge rusher from Texas Tech for Seattle. That would also be a good pick for Seattle. Wilson is a little bit smaller, but that actually adds some more to his quick as his combine numbers for that actually says that out loud. The Athletics said Stroud to Carolina, but Holmes says that Stroud will be picked at number 6 by the Detroit Lions. Stroud, I think, will be a better fit in Detroit over than in Carolina. At least in Detroit, he would actually have a chance, especially if Goff got hurt or if Stroud actually won the quarterback battle against Goff. So that would be great. For the Raiders, he's saying Paris Johnson Jr., the offensive tackle for the Raiders. Now, the Raiders need more defensive help, but actually, I do agree with the with an offensive tackle and Johnson. And Johnson is actually a good offensive tackle, and he's with a tough division. And he only allowed 3 sacks in his senior year, and also 2 of them came from the same game, and it was actually from Michigan. So him being in a tough division and proving that he can hold down and protect the quarterback, that's what the Raiders need too. So I agree with that. Miles Murphy picked at number 8 to the Atlanta Falcons. That would also be a better pick for the Falcons. They do need a good rusher. They lack that. I mean, they got decent linebackers and a decent secondary. It's just that they need a front four to actually get to the quarterback. So Murphy to Atlanta would be great. Now, Eric is saying Anthony Richardson, quarterback from Florida, to the Panthers. Now, Richardson is a scrambling quarterback. But the thing about him, he stays healthy, and he stays relatively healthy. He actually knows when to slide. He knows how to protect himself. He had one injury, and it wasn't even to his legs. It was actually due to his forearm, and he only missed 1 game out of it. So him to Carolina will be a good fit. It's just that he won't get a real opportunity because of Matt Corral, Sam Darnold, and Walker still being with the Panthers. So that's what I'm worried about. And he also agrees Christian Gonzalez to the Eagles. Like I said, Gonzalez would... Actually, no. The Athletics said Gonzalez to Arizona. So Gonzalez being a cornerback to the Eagles instead of the defensive tackle, that would actually be a little bit scary because Gonzalez has the presence. He has the way to actually help and actually do the coverage. So that would actually help with the Eagles secondary, even though they don't need it. So
yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same 10, just different places. So
yeah, and I mean, with the draft, it always goes up and down. I mean, you remember John Elway's draft, and I remember Eli's draft, and we all know how that went. So like everything will always be different. So
yep.
Did you want to talk about basketball real quick?
Yeah, we can. Right now, for this basketball season, we got the Celtics definitely leading the Eastern Conference.
and they're also leading in the whole NBA. They have the best record at 44 wins and 17 losses, whereas the top Western team is actually the Denver Nuggets at 42 and 19, which is great. Grizzlies are second though at 36 and 23. So Morant leading Memphis to the
Yep.
playoffs helps out a lot. Of course, the biggest downfall this whole year is gonna be the Lakers, and they finally traded Westbrook, and Westbrook was supposed to go to Utah, but then he went back to LA, but he's not with the Lakers anymore. He's with the Clippers, and Clippers are fifth right now in the rankings. Um, Spurs are just rebuilding right now, but
yeah.
at least they're not in dead last. That's gonna be the other Texas team and the Houston Rockets. So at least it's the other team.
Yeah.
The Jazz. It's sad that the Jazz are not doing better than they did last year, but they're still in playoff contention because here's the thing: the 7th through 10th place teams are going at it. Warriors are finally at 500 at 30 and 30, which is a big shock to everyone too. Timberwolves are 31 and 31. The Jazz are 31 to 31. The Pelicans are pushing for it with their 30 wins to 31 losses. And like the Eastern Conference, I'm sad to say that the Pistons. I thought the Pistons would do better this year. Unfortunately, they haven't. But my Heat are 32 and 29 right now, which is a little bit surprising. But they've had some injury issues this whole year, so that I can understand. Knicks are doing great at 35 and 27. The Bucks are close to the Celtics, and honestly, I see the Celtics and Bucks going for it in the Eastern Conference Championship. Cavaliers are led by Donovan Mitchell, doing really good at the fourth spot at 38 and 25. So,
Yep.
and I mean the Celtics and Sixers game ended in a good way with Taysom shooting the three, and then I think it was Embiid that actually shot that past half court shot to try and beat it for the buzzer, but he didn't shut it off in time. But I mean, it was still a good play. So, but oh wait, where's the? Oh, the Hawks are still in it at 30 wins and 30 losses.
Yeah, they have to play the Raptors, and then the Heat would have to play the Wizards.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, I thought the Pistons would have a better season too.
I mean, shoot. The way the Hornets were viewed for, I mean, the Hornets beat the Heat, but
I mean, that's bound to happen.
yeah. Yeah, Gordon Hayward is still with the Hornets. So, like, just looking at the talent on the Hornets, you would think that they would have a better
Yeah.
standings. But, I mean, they get the wins when they need it. But at the same time, honestly, I just think they need a better coach.
Mm.
So,
Yep. But yeah. You got anything else?
March Madness will be coming up soon. So, I'm making sure you're looking at analytics and making sure you do your tournament brackets the way you believe it'll do it. But you know there's always going to be a Cinderella story. So make sure you choose the right one this year.
And spring training has started in baseball, so enjoy. That means baseball season is coming up soon. So, you got anything else?
Any of our subscribers that are in Mississippi or around Mississippi, my store is actually doing a Bray signing. Tom Glavine is doing a signing at the Edgewater Mall in Biloxi, Mississippi. It's $89 for an autograph, $25 for an inscription, and $5 for a hologram. That'll be your COA for it. I unfortunately won't be working it. I wish I could, but every single time there's been a Braves signing, it's always been a great thing. I mean, me, dad, and mom met John Smoltz when he was in Hattiesburg back in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So like Smoltz was amazing to me, and just the fact that Glavin's autograph is only $89. I mean, good opportunity if you have kids that are Braves fans, and if you're two are a Braves fan or at least a fan of the Legends, feel free to check it out. It's on the Gulf Coast Cards website. So
Okay. Cool. And I got nothing, so this is Card Guy Chris Ellis,
with Collectible Chris.
and we'll be talking to you later. Bye.